Another Cool-Kegs preview.
I would like to give my own honest version for this because firsthand, I'm telling you first, I'm still here, and so I can tell you very honestly what went up at that point of time. So a few guys, the ones that I named earlier in the show, these guys were in a squad called FU or FU, as you may call it. So the problem with that squad was it was a good squad. It was a top-notch squad and probably in the top 10 at that point of time. And but the only problem with that squad was that not everybody used to play at their potential. So the burden used to drop on a few top players, which included the ones that broke off, which were the six people that I mentioned, right? Chop, Zigzag, DSM, etc. Right? So they broke off and they had some argument with the commander, who himself never used to really perform or put any effort.
Yeah, we heard about
So
that.
when they were leaving, the commander, whose name was Apex at that time, I don't know where he is right now, but he actually said to them that, well, even if you guys want to go ahead and make your own squad, you won't succeed because you don't know how to run a squad. See, that line actually stayed with these guys, and they were like, oh, really? You think we can't run a squad? We'll run it better than you. And he's like, oh, go ahead and try. And that's when they decided together that they'll make a squad, and the essence of the squad or the foundation of the squad was this very line that this is a mutual effort squad. That's all. And after that, so these guys knew what exactly used to go wrong with all the squads that used to break up, or they used to self-destruct or whatever. So these points they had in mind, and they very delicately jot them all down and made the foundation of IA, which was it's a mutual effort squad. We don't want any drama, we don't want any nonsense, and we just want to have fun. That's all. And lastly but not least is that real life comes first. It always comes first. So it's not like we just want you to be a slave or something, or just keep performing and work your ass off in the squad. So when they started off, I mean, I was not there. I was in another squad. By the way, I was in a squad where me and Cupid started in the same squad. It was a national squad for Pakistan, and Cupid was there with me. He doesn't remember it, but he doesn't remember it. But I was with him, and he was the same old Cupid back then and even today. So he didn't change even a bit. So anyway, so he left that squad and I left, and I had a very bad taste in that squad. So I felt that I wouldn't like to join any squads because they're just a headache. Because there's no unity, people keep fighting, and for a good couple of months I was tagless. I used to play and I used to appreciate a game, and everybody used to jump in and try to recruit me in the game chat. And I always used to respectfully decline. I don't want to be a part of any squad. But then one day, Shadowmaker, who was one of the founding members of IA, he was so humble about it. He's like, why don't you want to join the squad? And I said, because I feel it's a headache, it's a hassle, people keep fighting, I don't want to be a part of all that negativity. And he said, bro, we are a new squad, why don't you try us? If you feel that we're also the same, you can always leave. And I was merely 15 to 20k player. And that too very difficult for me to make. I was just enjoying the game. And I told him I'm not even a good player. He's like, well, you grow with us. So see, these were the lines how he encouraged me as a junior player. And he was at that time a very senior player to me, and he was really good. And so he recruited me. I mean, he invited me, not even recruited me. He invited me, like, you come into the squad and check us out. If you feel that if you're genuine, then you can stay. If you don't, then you can always leave. It's your choice. So I got really inspired by what he said, and I did join them. And since that day, I've been here because not one day did I ever see any sort of disrespect towards other people. if I'm being totally honest, there are disagreements in squads. There are problems in squads. There are fights in squads. People have different opinions. Being a multinational squad, you obviously tend to have people with language barriers and stuff like that. So yeah, it happens in squad, but not deliberately. Nobody in IA, and I respect the fact that it doesn't happen in most of the squads, but in IA specifically, I've heard versions of people where they've said that we used to go around breaking squads or conspiring against other squads to make them join us. No, we have simply inspired other people to look at how our system is working, how we generated this system. When we used to go to war with some squad, and we used to obviously beat them because we were really good. And so they used to just check us out. I mean, the lineup was so consistent. Everybody was doing their job. Like if everybody had to score 30K, you could see it in the lineup. Everybody was in 30Ks. Nobody was like 2 and 3 and 6, and everybody. I mean, most of them, and the ones who didn't perform were let go of or were given an exemption if they had a real life emergency and had informed. That's it. So the people kept joining us. We never asked anybody, apart from the fact that we would recruit every now and then. But the bigger players in my presence, like Low joined. I mean, we didn't send him any invitations. He saw a newly emerging squad, which had the potential to be glorious at the end, and he saw the opportunity. He saw the squad fit his description. He joined us, and certain very good players like him, they joined IA on their own. We never went to any squad and broke squads or made any deals with squads. No, everybody I know, I could name every one of them, have joined us only because they saw the potential, only because they saw how fair the system was. I will never say that we were perfect from the start. No, we had our own issues, but we, along the way, we improved, we made the system perfect. And now I think, like you say, it's a well-oiled machine. It's not just, words. You can see it. You just go into the squad like Zan was talking about. You go into the squad, you see it's things are moving around, people are, moving around, things are happening on their own. But in the background, there's a lot of effort that goes in. We did this with 3 squads. We are managing like 5 squads at once, including one rest squad. You think that's easy to manage? No, it's not. You cannot just sit and say, like I see people commenting so easily, oh, IA is, they just get the cream of the whole community. They get the best players, and then they, don't do anything. The players just perform on their own. Well, it's not so easy that the player comes in and he just starts scoring. He needs to be comfortable in the squad. He needs to be given recognition, respect, and he needs to be given good position. He needs to be told when to score and how to score and where to score. It's all planned by a group of people. And IA succeeded because it's not run by one person. It's run by a group of intelligent people. It's called a core command, which I am a part of. Today, if I stand and say, I don't want this to be done in the squad, no, that does not happen that way. There will be a good panel of people who will vote for a certain thing, and then it will be implemented. Every small little detail will be discussed, and issues will be discussed, rectified, discussed. Every morning I wake up, after my breakfast, I open my Discord, we have issues, we discuss them, we vote for them, and that's how we move forward in the day. So it's in the background, a lot of effort goes into doing what we do. It's so simple for people to think that, IA is just, just on the top, and it's just, there because they have easy wars. Well, we earned those easy wars because we made the effort. And honestly speaking, we have players who, like I said about my own self, people who can manage their time. We have people from all corners of life and all corners of the world, with different professions, they manage their time. We manage our squad's time according to their time. Like, we know that certain person is from that area, he will be able to score better, like suppose a night shift. So, small things like that. We have developed those ideas, and every day we develop new ideas, and new people coming in bring new elements into the squad. And that's how it works. It's easier for everybody else to sit outside and they just, say that IA is doing this wrong or doing that wrong. Well, might have done something wrong, but we've done most of the part, we've done something right. And I could say, last thing, that is, we have been the most fair squad amongst the ones I have seen. When Bro was at the top, they were the most. I respected them deeply because they were number one because of a reason. I mean, you cannot take it away from them. They were number one because they did the same sort of efforts that probably today we demand recognition for. We need respect for that, right? I respected them, and I still do, for that very reason. They were on the top because they made the effort. And even today, I would say they were the most respectful and They had the most sportsman-like behavior that I had ever seen in any squad. I mean, they were really, really graceful about it. And nowadays, it's a completely different thing. Anyway, but this whole thing that I wanted to tell you was only because just to eliminate any doubts people had about the story of IA, because everybody has given their own sort of versions, which had, broken. The story was broken here and there. So I just gave you a good timeline, and I thought you should hear it from a commander who's been here long enough, who can tell you from the start. Well, yeah, thank you for listening.
No, dude, no, that's more than fair, and I loved every second of it, just because I didn't know. I'll tell you this.